You say the library is open, so I went downtown to finally go to the library. It's been over a year since it's been closed. It's worse than I thought. The people at the library, they've had jobs this whole time. They've been getting their benefits. Nobody said anything about the muni bonds. Nobody said anything about the library bonds. I said there was fraud. They just decided they weren't going to get back to me about it. They've spent in the last month a considerable amount of time stealing information. They actually stole my evidence. They got into my evidence. They stole it. Okay. I got backup. Figure out what I can do with the backup. They've been changing the electronic records regarding case law references. The same cases have completely different information, but you're crazy or you just didn't remember right. I went downtown. All of the law books are gone. All the law books are gone. The other library, the one at SMU, you can't get into SMU anymore. It used to have a public law library. Technically, they still get tax credit from the city and the state to have a public law library, but because of the COVID restrictions, it's not open to the public because it's emergency. So the only option I have to be able to cross-reference or to actually get verifiable, authentic information to back up my cases, unless I've already got it right here with me and it hasn't been stolen yet, is to go to the public library and to check out the official books or to go into the reference section. They used to have all of the reporters for the federal district court system, the first, the second, the third. They're gone. The shelves are just barren. They have microfiche library, but the only microfiche they have available when it comes to periodicals are the ones about business and banking. All the other ones, I asked them, where did it go? Well, we got rid of it, and then we contacted some people to see if they wanted it. They didn't want it, so we destroyed it. The government records is a part of the government repository, including the certain publications. Maybe they actually sent it. Maybe there's a backup somewhere. They sent it to the state archives. They would have just destroyed the entire microform library. Is that just doing your job? See, the thing is, that information doesn't belong to them. It belongs to us. They cut us off for over a year, and they stole our history and our wealth, and they just destroyed it. It's supposed to be made available to the public. Even if the government fucks up! Just because they get a fucking paycheck doesn't mean they get to steal our wells and our lives and they just destroy it! What are they going to do with the shelf space, huh? What are they going to replace it with? We're talking about history goes back over 100 years. They still got their fucking Confederate pension registries? What the fuck is your problem, people? You destroyed. You don't have any self-defense. You don't have anything to defend you. You want us to pay for our own slavery. You made us slaves. You kept your mouth shut and justified wearing a fucking mask. Not because there's any medical necessity, because you're absolutely fucking 100% already. You already knew how horrendous the crimes were you were about to commit. I don't know what to do. I screamed in pain the whole way back. My entire culture. You guys lied to me and said I had to be responsible for something that I didn't actually literally have a part of. And as soon as I became an adult, I was one of you. But because I came from the military, I was supposed to take responsibility. I did. You wouldn't let me go to law school. You wouldn't give me a lawyer. I defended myself. I could have provided all you got was a bunch of insurance you can't back up. It's not even insurance. You made me go through the Holocaust not once but twice. Remember all the Soviet surplus? You didn't want to hear about that. That wasn't your preference. You wanted something else. You destroyed my entire culture twice. You wouldn't let me have my own house. You wouldn't let me have a group I could organize with. You wouldn't let me have a conversation. You wouldn't give me a report back. I came to town to visit somebody else. You lied about me to that person so she never saw me the entire time I was there and on the streets. I needed to talk to you in person and you just refused to even talk to me the whole time I was there. That's how horrific the crimes you were about to commit were. And apparently you had already done it once. You didn't zap my memory. I remember reading those articles. I remember finding that microform the first time. I remember what it said. Enough. I may not remember all the names or the specific dates, but I remember enough. It really existed. Do you have any idea what a smut fest it looks like downtown at that library right now? You want everybody to look like and act like and think like a fucking 10-year-old girl. That's what I just fucking saw. You robbed us for the last year to turn everybody into a fucking 10-year-old girl. And my understanding is you did this to me because you wanted me to pay for your drugs, and I said no. So you found a way to lie and say I owed you so you could take all of that. That's not going to pay for your drugs. Do you expect me to still pay for your fucking drugs? You twice completely destroyed my entire fucking culture. There's no record of it. The only forum you gave me to be able to access it, to touch it, to verify it, it's gone. And you still expect me to pay the bond, don't you? You still expect me to be responsible for all the other matters entailed by that bond being there, so that you have that facility for whatever it is you think it's available for. And so your friends who have the jobs can get paid to invest in whatever it is you've set up as part of your social circle. In June last year, when those bonds were being issued, they set up those major, massive handicap porta-johns outside of both sides because they had every intention of doing a big dump, including in connection with people's actual bloodlines. You dumped on the wrong fucking bloodline. What are you gonna fucking do? I don't really think you understand what's going to happen once we get over the trauma. And I don't know what to do. You murdered all of the women I recognized. You murdered all of the children I used to teach. I don't have any comrades. I don't have any friends. There's not a goddamn fucking warrior left in the goddamn state of Texas, and all your fucking lawmen are just cheap fucking hustlers. And the only thing propping them up is a bunch of ladies that say that they need health care. I'm not trying to be cruel. You've been showing this to me. You've been throwing it in front of my face when you're not throwing a 10-year-old vagina in front of my face for the entire fucking time I've been in fucking Texas. What do you expect? You did the wrong culling, and you didn't murder enough of us. You're at a very critical point. On one hand, I don't want to fucking hear another goddamn fucking word any of you have to say. But on another hand, you've been talking for too fucking long, and you haven't said a goddamn thing you needed to say in order to be able to deal with what you've brought down.